Okay, we got one 12-volt battery on the front of the trailer going back to the unit. We have two 20-pound propane cylinders that are full except for what we use to service the trailer. Gas regulator is pointed towards this one over here. This is the one I worked off of. As soon as this one would happen to come empty, it's going to turn red inside the eye, indicating that the bottle it's pointed to is empty and it's having to pick up from the other one as long as the cylinder is open. There is a fusible link on the side of the jack here. For any reason the jack won't go up or down on its own, check that fusible link first. But there is a manual way that you can come through the top and manually crank that jack up or down. We have a hookup light for hooking up at night and an up and down button for the jack. We're going to step right around past that. It does have a propane bottle cover with a bungee cord underneath it to hold it in place. But it also has the quick release at the top so that you don't have to take the cover off every time that you want to access into the valves on the top of the tanks. It is prepped for a solar panel on the outside here. So if you buy the solar panel, it plugs into this and will recharge the battery in front of the trailer. In the front compartment here, you have two-way lights, motion censored or on 24/7. It is also prepped for a tire gauge. Has a metal bottom compartment in here. 3 handles on the other side. We'll talk about the handles when we get over there. As we come back down through here, there is a park cable hookup and a satellite hookup in the front. Does have a port spray hose, hooks up on the side over here, gives you cold water on this side. The top connection is your city water connect. The bottom connection is your black tank flush. You can hook a water hose and regulator to either one of those when you're using it. When you're dumping your black tank, you'll hook to the black tank flush with the water hose and regulator to help clean out the inside of the black tank only. The top connection is your city water connect. Anytime you got water going to it, you will have water pressure going to the faucets. On your termination valve, the handle in front is your gray valve, which is your kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and shower water. The 3-inch valve in the back is your toilet water only. The lug nuts on the trailer has been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. Tire pressure is aired up to 65 pounds on the side of the tire cold. They also have the nitro gas elements that have an air. 50 amp cord goes on, makes a quarter of a turn, tighten up the black knob. The cord itself is anywhere from 30 to 35 foot long. It does have a spare tire on the back that's aired up to pressure, but it's not been torqued on. It's been put on with a wrench. It is also prepped for a backup camera and a ladder on the back of the trailer. My theory on the trailer is the roof is the life expectancy of the trailer. Anything happens to the roof, we'll start showing on the 4 corners. We have a stabilizer switch here in the back for the back jacks to extend them down and retract. There is also a manual way that you can crank them jacks up or down on the opposite door side with the slotted handle in the front compartment. There is another place for a TV out here that you can plug your TV into that, have the park cable or the antenna on top, and a 110 outlet to plug it into. Your freshwater tank fills here. It will drain at the back of the back axle. The blue line hanging down with the white valve on it. Should be right there at the back of the axle.
Oh, there it is.
We do have the 2 outside speakers. We have your LED lights underneath the awning. We have a stove vent. For the stove vent to vent properly, the 2 tabs have to be lifted up on the outside, allows the flapper to flap back and forth. But when you're in travel, you'll want to make sure those are pushed back down in. Next one up is the outside of the furnace. Sucks cold air in the top, hot air out the bottom. I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over the outside of the furnace for the simple fact that screen's less than 16 bucks. It's $145 an hour for every hour that I have to take the furnace out and clean the daubers out of it. Your hot water heater is your next one up. It is gas and electric. Switches are on the monitor panel on the inside. You'll want to pop the pop-off valve to make sure you have water coming out of it before you turn on electric or gas. It also has a drain plug down here in the bottom for draining the hot water heater in between trips and when winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. I'll have to show you more about the switches when we get to the inside. There is 2 low water drain points. Up underneath here, the blue side is the cold side of the water system. The red is the hot side of the water system. Those will be used for winterizing and de-winterizing of the trailer. Another switch up here on the front for extending the front balancing jacks down. We're going to go into this front compartment. They have motion sensored lights on each side, motion sensor one way, 24/7 the other. The bigger handle with the 3/4 inch nut on the end of it is for manually cranking the room in. The place where that goes through is the rubber grommet underneath the steps. The little Z-colored handle is for your front tongue jack, and this one here will do the 2 stabilizer jacks front and back of the trailer. Metal compartment will slide out. It comes out of the compartment over to the side for easy access. Now that we're done with the outside of the trailer, we're going to go to the inside. We run the awning out as far as we could up against the next trailer, but it does have a pinch point on each arm that you can pull down against. Puts the pitch of the rain coming off this corner here, same way with the front arm. But when you get ready to roll it back up, you'll want to push it back up in the up position and run it in. Now your steps are going to be mounted up in the doorway when you come to the trailer. You'll pull the blue handle loose, little tab on each one of the legs down at the bottom, 15 to 18 slots in the legs. The main thing on the steps is it has to lay flat in the threshold for the proper fit. Now we're going to go to the inside of the trailer. It does have a working fire extinguisher on the left hand side as we step in. It also has a motion sensor light in the ceiling, a one-way light underneath the above the couch. We have a 110 outlet on either side of the couch on the cabinets. The couch will butterfly out into a bed. On your AC, it has a filter on either side, quick cool down on either end. When you shut the quick cool downs on the ends, it goes to the round vents in the ceiling. As we start down this side here, the light above the table has a little black button in the center of it to turn it on and off. Tabletop comes off the 2 pedestal benches, goes down between the 2 benches here, and your 2 back cushions come off to make a smaller bed there. It also has a USB port at the kitchen area. It'll have another USB port on the phone. As we come down through here, your on and off button for the refrigerator to turn it on and off. If you're going to check the refrigerator temperature, you push that button there. It goes between 1 and 5. To check the freezer temperature, you push that button there, so the little blue light's underneath it, and it tells you it's on the 4th setting. One more button here, it's got a little moon. In the middle of the night, you're not going to be going in and out of the refrigerator. You can turn it on, which throws the refrigerator in a code mode, so that it doesn't have the door open and shut on it as much. It doesn't have to run as much at night. Pretty good sized freezer section. Still waiting on my bottle of water to freeze. In the refrigerator section, it says that it is 30 degrees in the bottom. We're going to step right past that. It does have a working LP and smoke detector on the floor mounted between the bathroom and the kitchen. It does have a smoke detector up above me. We're going to step off into the bathroom area. It has a light switch on the wall that turns the lights above us on. It also has your GFI outlet that controls all the 110 outlets in the trailer. We have a foot pedestal stool with the right side. Push down on the pedestal, fills halfway with water, push down all the way, fills and dumps. We have a knurled knob in the ceiling in the bathroom that cranks the vent up. A little black switch that turns the fan on. Your showers, just like you have at home, you have hot water on the left side, cold water on the right side. Petitions off the shower. We have a round vent in the ceiling for bringing air conditioning into the bathroom. We have a brown vent on the cabinet below the tub to bring heat in. We're going to come right on into the bedroom area. All 4 of the lights in the bedroom area have to be turned on by hand. There is a 110 outlet on either side of the bed. We have a fire escape window on this side over here. Pull the red handle on the screen, pulls the screen loose. The red handle on the window goes all the way through the window frame. Allows you to escape off the off-door side of the trailer. The thermostat in the bedroom area is mounted on the front wall of the trailer. The front thermostat only operates the air conditioner in the bedroom. The thermostat in the living room kitchen area operates the air conditioner in the living room and the furnace. There is also a sliding bed up front. The locking mechanism is on the right hand side up against the paneling on that side there. The two lights above the headboard have to be turned on by hand. You do have a pocket door that allows you to partition off the bedroom from the bathroom. There's one more door in the bathroom that partitions the bathroom off from the kitchen. There's pretty good sized cabinet space there with 3 drawers down below it. Pretty good sized cabinet space. 3 drawers down below it. There is a dresser, clothes hanger, clothes closet on either side of the bed at the top. And then you got your 3 cabinet doors at the top for extra blankets and pillows. There is another place for a TV in the bedroom area. Bracket mounts to the wall, hooks to the antenna or park cable on top of the trailer, and a 110 outlet to plug it into. We're going to go back through the bathroom again. We're going to come up to the kitchen area. There is a thermostat on the wall here. We're going to go through and turn it off. We're going to turn it back on. It's going to give you your fan speed, low, high, cool, cool low, cool auto, and cool high. Then you will dial your temperature down with your up and down arrows. If you hit the mode button one more time at the bottom, it's going to bring up the furnace in the lower left hand corner. You'll dial your temperature up for it. Hit that mode button one more time and it says off in the lower right hand corner. 2 lights above the sink that have to be turned on by hand. You do have a 110 outlet that is GFI protected by the outlet in the bathroom. You have hot water on the left side of the faucet, cold water on the right, but you have to pull back on the handle for the water to come out to the sink. All the paperwork that I found in the trailer is in the red bag here. There is 2 keys for the trailer that do both doors on the trailer and all your outside compartments. It's called key alike. 1 key does everything. All the rest of the paperwork in the red bag here, it's not bad reading material. Gives you a lot of information on the appliances in the trailer. We're going to come back up to the clock button here on the microwave. We're going to hit it. Let's say it's 3:30. Hit the clock button again till the 2 center eyes is flashing. The only reason I set the time on the microwave is I can tell if the microwave's lost 110 power coming to it. Then I go check my icebox to make sure I haven't losing my food service. There is a light for the stovetop and a fan. For the fan to work properly, the 2 tabs have to be lifted up on the outside vent. On the glass stovetop, it will fold up 2 times up out of your way. The little button on the right hand side turns the illumination lights on all the burners. When you turn the burner to where it says pilot on, it turns red. The striker on the left side will light all 3 burners up on top. And we'll also light the oven. We're going to turn the button down so that we have a light in the oven part of it. We're going to turn the oven button to where it says pilot on, hold down on the button. Using the same striker at the top that lights the top burners, we'll also light the oven. Let that run for about a minute. Dial your temperature up and your oven will light. Anytime the valves have gas coming through them, they turn red instead of being blue. We're going to turn the button back off. Shut up the door. We're going to touch the griddle to the hand to make sure that it's cold to the touch of the hand before we lay the tempered glass back down on top of it. Over in this area over here, you do have a stereo and a TV. We're going to turn the TV on. We have 34 channels on the TV. That's working off the antenna on top and the power booster on the TV. Not too bad a picture for 80 miles away. That is also your channel 4 left out of San Luis. We're going to turn it back off. We're going to go to the little remote and turn the stereo on. Now the stereo will play a DVD between the stereo and the TV. And we have zones 1 and 2 on the stereo. Zone 1 is inside, Zone 2 is your outside speakers. But it will play a CD or DVD between the stereo and TV. We're going to turn that noisy thing back off. We're going to come down to the breaker box down here in the bottom. And your breakers are marked from the left to the right, with the first one being your GFI outlet, receptacles, microwave, your main AC, your main breaker, the second AC in the bedroom, the water heater, the converter, and the slide out breakers. Car fuses from the top to the bottom are marked on this side over here, and they give you 3 or 4 spots down at the bottom that are empty. When one of the car spades would happen to blow, it will turn red right beside of it, indicating that that fuse is blowed. And you can also see that red light through the tinted vent on the side here. We're going to come up to the monitor panel next. We're going to check the battery life. Shows you that it's fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, have your 110 line unplugged and then push your battery button. Your freshwater tank still showing you it has 1/3 of a tank of water in it. Your gray tank or black tank is showing you that it's empty. We filled it full of water this morning and drained it. The gray tank is showing that it is empty too, and we filled it 2/3 of the way full. Your auxiliary tank is not on the trailer. It all has the same monitor pad, but does not have the second gray tank on there. Your first blue switch up at the top turns the water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucets. The second one is the gas side of the hot water heater. The third one is your electric side of the hot water heater. When the switch is in the on position, they are lit up. The fourth blue button to the top is for the front cap lights, the 2 little LED strips on the front of the trailer. Then you have your cabin lights, which is the center row lights in the living and kitchen area. Your awning lights, and they are blue when they're lit up. And then your auxiliary light here is a light underneath the steps. The first big rocker switch on the left hand side is your slide room switch that runs your slide room in and out. The second rocker switch is the one that extends your awning in and out. The third one is the battery disconnect. For the battery to be charged through the 110 line of the trailer, the switch has to be pulled out. Anytime the switch is pushed in, it kills the 12-volt battery coming from the trailer, from the battery to the trailer, or from the converter being charged back to the battery. This has to be in the out position for that to work. Anytime it's pushed in, it's killing the 12-volt from the battery, or the 12-volt that's charging from the converter to the battery. All of our round vents in the ceiling are for the ACs. The brown vents on the side of the cabinets are for the heat. There is a vent in the floor in the bedroom for the heat instead of being on the cabinet, but it is in the floor underneath the slider bed. I did tell you that the table folds down into a bed to make a smaller bed there. The couch will also butterfly out to make a bed here. Since the couch is close to the front door, it doesn't have to have a fire escape window. The main bedroom has the only fire escape window in the trailer, but the one behind the table is big enough that if you have to use it for a fire escape window, pull the handle, slide the glass all the way back, and the screen, it gives you a big enough opening to get out there too. It's not marked fire escape, but it can be used for one. That's basically everything on the trailer. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. Thank you and good luck with your new trailer.